There's just something about doing something like small tasks in the morning, get you going a little bit. There's that sense of comfort that coffee brings. It's like a warm blanket, you know? Some chicken noodle soup. It's just good.
For almost all of us, it helps us get off to a quality start. But for Charlie Morton, coffee is more than just part of breakfast. It's a routine and pastime, one that he shares with two of his fellow Braves pitchers. Now, like with everything, Morton is so humble about his coffee-making ability, but his teammates, not so much.
This guy will make, anything. Latte, flat white, cortado, all of it. And it's like professionally done. I'd put him up next to any coffee shop that I've been to. It's like really, and I'm not saying that because you're asking me, he's really, really good. It's impressive.
He's good with the espresso machine. We have one in Truist. He's kind of passed the baton on to Bryce and I. He's taught us how to do it so we don't have to bug him every time we want a cup of coffee.
Morton wouldn't call himself a coffee aficionado since he's only a 1 to 2 cup a day guy. But the detail he can provide about the brewing process, down to preferring the hottest water he can find, would suggest otherwise. About 9 years ago, Morton started looking up how to get the formula just right on YouTube. He got an espresso machine at home, going on to get one for the Astros, Rays, and now Braves clubhouse. It's a dual boiler, and he has a hand grinder too. He even travels with a pour-over set.
It can have that like an artisan feel to it, and then I think it gives you a little deeper appreciation for the cup of coffee, and then where the beans, where they came from, how old they are, and then you can kind of figure out what you like more, I think, when you challenge yourself a little bit.
The biggest piece of advice Strider has gotten from Morton is to always have fresh beans. On that note, Morton's favorite beans come from Ethiopia. His favorite drinks to make are a shorter Americano using less water or a cortado using less milk. The veteran pitcher likes finding local coffee shops in different cities the Braves play in during the season. One of the things Morton loves about the coffee making process is you know immediately if you did good work, which when you think about it, isn't all that different from a pitch leaving your hand. But once again, that highlights the importance of the right ingredients.
If you have good beans, you're not going to come up with a bad cup of coffee. It's hard. It's really hard to come up with a bad cup of coffee. I can taste it pretty easily. I think most people probably can too, can taste the difference. I just think how much people spend, how much time people spend in lines at coffee places and never really learn how to do it. I would much rather learn.
Obviously, Morton is a busy guy with all his baseball obligations, but he's not above inviting others into the process or making a cup for teammates. Actually, he loves it.
If he's around, I'll hit him with, "Hey, Chuck, you think you can make me one?"
And sometimes if he's in a really good mood, he'll accept order requests from everybody. So I want to say it was in Pittsburgh last year. He made 8 guys a cup of coffee and just sacrificed his whole day to be a barista, so that was nice.
And at the field, I'll bring it in there, and maybe if we have a day game or something like that, and every now and then somebody will be like, "Hey," and they'll lurk a little bit, and you can kind of tell they're interested in their own cup, which I love doing. I love making coffee for people.
At 40, Morton is the oldest guy on the team and obviously a wealth of knowledge for younger players. I asked him, does he ever give out coffee advice? And he laughed and said, only if they ask. Now, Strider did tell me that him, Elder, and Morton have discussed opening up a coffee business. I asked Morton about it. He didn't sound totally opposed to the idea, but he said he wouldn't want his name to be the selling point. The pitcher always brings it back to quality.
The danger for me in that is losing the feel that you want from what you're doing, and then you lose sight of why you were doing it in the first place. I think with those guys, that's not really a risk because I think they really do appreciate good coffee. I'm hesitant to do it as a baseball player. That's the thing about being in a position where you could start a business, is that element of that is unappealing to me. I would rather let the coffee stand on its own